What year did you do A Few Good Men on Broadway?
1990. That was technically my second Broadway show. The first one was a little flop musical. And I joined the cast of A Few Good Men. They'd been running for several months, and I got hired to be the new understudy for the Colonel and the Doctor, which is a character who's not in the movie, so people won't know who that is.
Now, this is before the movie, right?
Well before the movie. It was, I mean, Aaron Sorkin was just some kid from Scarsdale who got lucky and had a play on Broadway. And, you know, I mean, not lucky, happened to be a genius writer, but, you know, nobody knew who he was. And you know, aside from the couple of movie and TV actors that they had headlining both the original and then the replacements. When I joined, it was Brad Whitford in the Tom Cruise role.
Wow.
And you know, the rest of the cast, Ron Perlman was playing the Colonel that whom I understudied. The rest of the cast were, you know, relatively unknown New York theater guys.
You know, is this true that Aaron Sorkin heard that you were going up because you were the understudy and that you were going on to play Colonel Jessup, and he raced to the theater when he heard you were going on? And he was just, to this day, he said he was blown away by this powerful performance. And is it one of your favorite performances that you've done in your career that you can recall?
It absolutely is. Honestly, if I had to choose the one moment that was the most profound and meaningful to me as an actor, it was those 4 or 5 performances that I got to go on for Ron, who was incredibly generous, and Brad and the whole rest of the cast, who were so welcoming and opening and wonderful. And then yeah, the highlight of that being that Aaron came to see the show, and I don't recall if it was my first performance. I guess it probably was. And he that interaction is one of the most fulfilling moments of my career as an actor, because I his acknowledgement that I had fulfilled what he put on the page was you know, all I've ever strived for as an actor.
All I want, this is how selfish I am and childlike, is I'm first of all, I'm upset that I didn't see that performance, because knowing you in movies like Whiplash and shows Oz and all these great performances you've done, I can only imagine you saying you can't handle the truth. And God, would I pay for you to be that intense, get back to that moment from 32 years ago and just say, you can't handle the truth. I would die to see that. Do you think when you watched Jack Nicholson do it, did you think, I was right up there with him?
It was, I'll be 100% honest. Those of us who did the play saw the movie, as wonderful as it was, and we're like, the play was better.
Wow.
In many ways. And you know, look, I'm not going to say, you know, that's the beauty of part of the beauty of what we do. I mean, people like to hand out trophies and awards for the best actor and the best this and that. But, you know, the reality is it's about as apples and oranges as you can be. Jack Nicholson, you know, when I played that part, I was 35 years old. That was what the character was that Aaron wrote in the play. Right. He was not a fat cat who was, you know, sitting on his throne. I don't know how old Jack was when he did it, but he was, you know, the character, because he was the guy playing it. I mean, because he was the guy playing it, it was brilliant. But it was a different character too, because he was an older guy. The character as written is a guy he's on his way to the White House, you know, or he's at the very least going to be Secretary of Defense,
right? Or,
you know, a senator. I mean, he's a guy who's on his way somewhere, not a guy who's, you know, who's settled in to this is, you know, I'm the king of this domain and that's it. So that to me was the fundamental difference between those characters.
How do
those versions of that character?